Hello, and thank you for joining me. Today, I want to talk about a couple of aspects between the astrological suspect and the missing person that I've been talking about in these videos. This is the astrological suspects chart, and in the sign of Scorpio, which is this M with a tail on it, um, there is Uranus in Scorpio at 6 degrees. I apologize for that. It says 6 right there. Okay. Um, and in her chart, you can't see it here. You'll just have to imagine it. There's an asteroid called Nemesis. And I think we all know what Nemesis means. Nemesis is your enemy. Okay. So we have Uranus in Scorpio in his chart, which represents things like outsiders, extremes, breakthroughs, rebellion, mad scientists, uh, shocking events, cold and emotional characteristics, explosive, forceful, unruly, covert is a very important word here for Uranus in Scorpio. All right. Um, Hardcore. These people have to work really hard to hide their dark side. There's thousands and thousands of people with Uranus and Scorpio, by the way. But as it relates to the missing person, is what I'm going to be focusing on. Uranus, of course, rules dams, hydroelectric power, things like tasers, lightning, flash drives, um, which is how some types of nefarious photography is sold for very high prices for certain types of photos that make me very upset to think about. Um, and it's in Scorpio, and Scorpio represents death in a crime chart, and it represents kidnappers, organized crime, things like the mafia, um, just a lot of really dark, unpleasant things. Now, that doesn't mean I think that people that are Scorpios are bad, because that's not the case. Um, Scorpio is also about rebirth, regeneration, um, deep spirituality. So all of the traits of Scorpio are not bad. I'm just usually, when I'm talking about Scorpio, I'm talking about it in reference to a crime chart. And so, of course, the more negative aspects, because it's about a crime chart, I'm going to be talking about more. But I just don't want you to think, oh, Scorpios are bad, or she hates Scorpios. That's not the case, because I don't. Uh, I'm a Libra, and so for me, Scorpios are my next door neighbors. They're side by side. This is a sign for Libra, by the way. It's a line and then another little line that with a little, I don't know, kind of a little indentation on it. Okay, so his Uranus is here at 6 degrees, and her nemesis is here at 6 degrees. Okay, so her nemesis, her enemy, is something related to dams, hydroelectric power, tasers, flash drives. Also, Uranus represents astrologers as well, which I am one. Um, so it doesn't mean that astrologers are her enemy. I'm just saying things related to Uranus and Scorpio are going to be her enemy. Okay, since she has nemesis on this degree at 6 degrees. So the nemesis in Greek mythology is actually a female goddess of retribution. It represents stalking and obsession. Now, the goddess of retribution, though, implies that there will be punishment for what was done here. And I've said that in previous videos when I've been going over asteroids and Sabian symbols. Um, if you look back on history, people like Ted Bundy, for instance, I think in some cases, for some of his victims, it was more than 5 years, in some cases, more than 10 years before he paid for what he did to these people, or before he was ever even found guilty of these crimes against them. So there's a temptation right now to think, oh, this thing's never going to get solved. Uh, these people are never going to pay for what was done to this poor girl. Astrology strongly implies that they are going to pay. And I've been talking about that for a reason. It's because I don't want people to get discouraged. Because, like I said, astrology implies that they're going to pay. They're going to get caught and they're going to pay. It's probably going to have something to do with technology. Okay, what's found online, that sort of thing. So, don't stop praying, don't stop hoping. Um, you know, I pray that she's still out there safe somewhere. Only God and the perpetrator knows the answer to that. But when I look at a crime chart, I have to kind of go with both scenarios. If she's living, this situation. If she is not living, then this situation. So anyway, I want to talk about the Sabian symbols. Sorry. At 6 degrees, Scorpio, there's a Sabian symbol that means a gold rush. Now, the person that did this, they risked a lot. Because if you look back at the gold rush, the people involved in it were, they were involved in criminal activities. They were risking their lives. They were out in the wilderness. They were susceptible to things like snake bites, wildlife. Just about anything could have killed them. Okay, so the person that did this was going for the gold, so to speak. I've said this before. This was done for, if she is no longer with us, it was done for photography and technology and things like flash drives and things like that can be sold for a lot of money. Now, right before that degree, some astrologers think that you should read the degree before and after the actual degree of the planet. Right before that, in the 5th degree, the Sabian symbol means a massive rocky shore. Now, I've never been to Patrick Henry Dam. I've never been to that area before. I'm planning to go at some point just to look around. I only go to public places, by the way. I don't drive by people's private residences and things like that. I only go to public places that everybody has access to. If I do go somewhere to do tarot readings or dowsing or anything like that, or astrology or whatever. But I plan on going there at some point. I'm not sure what I'll be able to actually access or whatever, because I don't want to do any trespassing or anything like that. But from the pictures that I've looked at, there's lots of rocky shores around there. Okay, so I think it's connecting the massive rocky shore, the gold rush, and then right after the gold rush, which is 6 degrees, is 7 degrees, and that's associated with the Sabian symbol for deep sea divers. Now, I've said this a million times. If this person is deceased, I don't think divers are going to be able to find her if she is where I have said I think she is, which is very close to the Patrick Henry Dam, submerged in water, if deceased. All right. So, I've said this before. I really believe it's going to take a boat and sonar to find her. Special equipment. If this is indeed, if what astrology and dowsing and tarot have shown me is true, that's the situation. Of course, I think I've seen footage of people being retrieved from water and such, and containers and cars and whatever somebody might be encased in when they're submerged. After it's found on sonar, I think they send divers down to attach chains and whatnot to the object in order to bring it to the surface. So, um, you know, that might be why deep sea divers is referenced here. Um, but like I said, the three Sabian symbols, massive rocky shores, gold rush, and deep sea divers are all right here, sitting on this guy's Uranus and sitting on her nemesis, all on the same degree, within a 3-degree orb of each other. Listen to me. Degree orb of each other. Please forgive me. So anyway, that wraps it up with this asteroid study of nemesis and the Sabian symbols of the massive rocky shore, the gold rush, and the deep sea divers, and the planet Uranus. I wanted to see if there was anything else I could say about Uranus that might be important here. No, I think I've said it all. I'm going to try to make more of these videos because there are several places in her chart where there are asteroids that are conjunct to some of his planets and whatnot. And so I'll try to go over those as soon as I can. I appreciate you watching. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.